If you love Ras Malai, then you're definitely going to love this fusion cake of tres leches infused with cardamom and saffron milk. I broke it down into 3 easy steps and the exact amounts is in the description box below. So with that being said, let's get straight into it. Step 1, the sponge, and the ingredients that you'll need is self-raising flour, egg whites, milk, sugar, milk powder, baking powder, cardamom powder, and egg yolks. So first of all, what we need to do is whisk our egg whites. So in there, we're going to be adding half of our sugar, and the remaining half, we're going to be adding that into our egg yolks. So let's start that off. So we're going to start off with whisking our egg whites first. So when they look like this, so they're a bit foamy, what we're going to now do is add in half of our sugar. And we're going to whisk again until the egg whites are stiff. Okay, so we want stiff peaks, and that's what we have here. So even if we tip the bowl over, it shouldn't fall out. And now we're going to move on to our egg yolks. And guys, just to mention also that the bowl that you use, make sure it's grease free, so make sure you dry it properly as well, and also make sure you clean and wash and dry these whisks properly too. So we're going to add our remaining sugar to the egg yolks, and we're going to whisk this till it's nice and pale. Let me just grab my spatula to clean up the sides. Guys, just to mention, make sure you get a bigger bowl when whisking the egg yolks. I've just swapped bowls because we'll be adding in the rest of the ingredients. Okay, so we're just going to carry on mixing this so it's looking nice, light and pale. And in here we're going to be adding in the milk powder, milk, cardamom powder, just give that a whisk, sifted self-raising flour, and I'm going to just gently fold that in, and also the baking powder too. And now we're going to fold in our egg whites. Make sure guys, when you fold it in, don't over fold, because what will happen is your cake will end up dense. So I'm just going to add half in first, fold that in, and then we're going to add in the remaining half of it. And fold in the other half. So I've also prepared my Pyrex dish as well. I've lined it with some baking paper, so it's easy for me to remove. So gently just mix everything in until the mixture is incorporated nicely. And we're going to bake this on 180 degrees for about 20 to 25 minutes. Everybody's ovens vary, so make sure you keep an eye on it so it doesn't burn, or if it's not undercooked. So while this is happening in the oven, we're going to prepare for our step 2, which is the 3 milks. So for the milk, we need evaporated milk, full fat milk, some cream, condensed milk, cardamom powder, milk powder, and some saffron strands. This part is really easy as well. All we're going to be doing is mixing everything together, warming it slightly in a pot, and then pouring it over our sponge, which of course I'm going to show you. So let me just mix everything in here. So once that's all mixed up nicely, keep that aside, and just before pouring it over your sponge, we can just warm it up slightly in a pot. So now we're going to pour our warmed up milk all over our sponge. But before we do that, what I've done is I've removed the baking paper, and now we're just going to poke holes all over. Now this will help, of course, with the soaking part. And then I'm going to very slowly pour the milk mixture all over. I'm going to leave some aside as well because we'll need some at the time of serving. So what will happen is the sponge will soak up all the milk. We're going to leave this in the fridge for, I mean, you can leave it for a few hours, but the best results are overnight. So I'm going to be leaving it in the fridge overnight. You want to make sure that you cover the whole of the sponge. The sponge has had a good soak overnight, and now we're going to move on to the final stage, which is our cream topping. So the ingredients that you need for that is some double cream, condensed milk, cream cheese or mascarpone cheese is fine too, cardamom powder, milk powder, and for our garnishing or our decoration, we've got some chopped pistachio, chopped almonds, and some saffron strands. So let's move on to whipping our cream up. So I'm just going to move these aside, and all we need to do is throw these ingredients in there. Just a pinch of cardamom powder, condensed milk, a condensed milk, that depends on how sweet you want it. So I've got about 3 to 4 tablespoons, but do try your mixture out, and if you need to add more, then you can. And we're just going to get our whisk and whip that up. Also guys, I want to mention, don't over whip the mixture because we don't want thick cream, we just want soft peaks. So it's nice and smooth and soft when we eat it. So this is how the consistency should be, guys. So it's nice and soft, because also if you do put it back in the fridge, then you got to also remember that it starts to go a little bit thick also. So, you know, we do want to keep it smooth and soft. We're almost there, guys. Just the final part now. So we're just going to spread our cream all over. And if you want to, you can also pipe this cream as well. But I prefer to just use my palette knife and just spread it. And then now we're just going to sprinkle our pistachio nuts all over. Almonds. Our saffron. And if you want, you can add a pinch of cardamom powder too. There you go guys, it's one of our family favorites, so do try it out and tag me on Instagram if you can. I'd love to see. And for plenty more recipes, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.